Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. This morning, you would have all seen a report by Garba Shehu, the statement made by Garba Shehu. Let's just read through a little bit and I'll listen and I'll explain to you. It says that the presidency on Tuesday criticized calls for secession, noting that President Buhari would not be bullied. This is Garba Shehu. That tells you that these people, they believe that they are completely, they can do as they please, and come and make useless comments and comments that just shows their that belies all of their attempts to make everything look as though it's normal. The same Garba Shehu is the one that's telling Fulani to come from all over Africa into Nigeria. Now, when we, the people to whom the land belongs to in the south, say no, look, if you want to do that, you can do that in the land that you have, but not in the south. We're going. Oh, we're being bullies. Who's the bully here? Is it the person that is asking other Fulanis to come to our place, unauthorized, unaccepted by us, imposing in an imposition? Is that not a bully? And then we say we're going, and then they say because we say we're going, oh, that's being bullied. Listen to what is the words. Listen to his words. I want you to listen closely to his words. Listen.
Look, one thing with this president, and the National Secretary has said a bit of that, is that you can't intimidate Buhari. You can't bully him. A lot of these people who are calling for secessions, they're the problem of this country. And I'm happy that reasonable opinion is now reasonable voices are now rising. Is it not only yesterday we were reading Afenifere saying we are not the most credible faction of Afenifere. We are not for secession.
Look, you're misunderstanding what is being said. You're not saying that. They're saying if they can fix it. But in the face of Fulani government getting in, asking other Fulanis from across the whole of Africa to come into contractual Nigeria, and your refusal to withdraw the constitution for the confab report to be looked at, and we're looking at our constitution, and of course the local government areas. All of this points to one thing: you only want the Nigeria with the Sharia law, the sultanate that you are intending to put into place via the Abuja Declaration. So, though you're misconstruing what Afenifere is saying, by the way, just as just to put that in there. Listen on.
Ohaneze Ndibo has said this over and over again. So this thing about secession is, they had used it in the past. You cry secession and break off of Nigeria, and then you intimidate the city leader, and then he opens the vault and he brings money to settle people. President Buhari will pay no one.
This is they keep paying. Well, the same. That's a lie actually. Boko Haram have been paid. The ransom money has been paid. You've been paying ransom money for the same Boko Haram who you've employed to be killing many Southerners and displacing many Southerners. So that's an actual lie. There's evidence of it. Recently, 800 million naira was paid, if many will recall. And I will try and see if we can get the evidence of that out and in the next video. But watch this for now.
He's not going to pay. And now it is clear that having ignored all of that, reasonable opinions are coming from those states and from those regions. The governors in the southwest, we have all heard them. They have denounced all of these things. So
the governors are your hand-picked mouthpieces. Just like Oshibajo is your paid mouthpiece, a humble slave, so are the southwestern governors. Many of them are what? They are all APC. So you trying to say they've spoken out against, you forced them, you've compelled them to speak, do your bidding. And that's what you normally do. So there's not a surprise there. The governors, in actual fact, they don't speak for the people. The people are saying they want Yoruba nation and they have the right to self-determination, and no force on this earth will stop it.
It's a sham. Nigerians want to be one, they want to continue. Yes, there are problems, and we are hoping that as...
No, we are not Nigerians. We don't want to be part of Nigeria where your passport is worthless, where you're treated as slaves in your own land, where your resources are stripped away from you by 68 exclusive items within the constitution that was never drawn up or agreed to by collectively by the citizens. If that's what you call Nigeria, we want no part of it, and we will. That's why we're going.
People united and loving of one another will come together and solve our own.
You cannot be talking about loving one another when you are the one bringing in Fulanis from across West Africa, in the whole of Africa, Mali, Senegal, Chad, Niger, and so on. That's what you're doing. That's what the government is doing. Nigeria has got 200 million people already in it, and you are asking more people to come in, and you believe that that is not a secessionist agenda. Listen on.
Problems. And that leads me to the next question, which is no, it's still part of his earlier question.
You see, you're even confusing yourself. You don't even know. You see, you're tripping over your own misgivings.
Whether there should be national conference, and what national conference do you want more than a parliament? Any Democrat.
The people have the right to self-determination. If the people want to go, then you have to listen to them. Even as we speak, Macbilla was prevented from speaking on the floor of the House of Representatives by Ahmed Wase, the so-called deputy speaker. Everybody knows he's the real speaker because what? Guess what? He's a Fulani. Whatever he says, the rules, the supposed speaker cannot overrule it. So what you're saying is baseless. We've got evidence. We've got time for you.
Anyone who is a Democrat in heart, in his heart, in her heart, in practice, in their beliefs, they should believe in the tripartite structure of government.
So why is it then that the deputy speaker, Ahmed Wase, prevented Macbilla from speaking, raising concerns about the concerns of the T people being displaced in their own land? How about you deal with that, Garba Shehu? But you won't deal with that. You don't want to tell it. You don't want to deal with that. This is something that happened. It's on camera. Just type in Ahmed Wase, Macbilla. It will come up. I've shared it before. Listen on.
Governments that are democratic. There must be a parliament, executive arm of the government, and the judiciary, each one being independent and cooperating with the other.
And that, again, is another lie. Tanko Technicality Mohammed is a Sharia law judge that's been imposed on the citizens. And that's the problem. That is the problem. So let me just, I've got a few more minutes. We'll just get this wrapped up.
We have an elected parliament which mandate is to be the custodian of the sovereignty of the Nigerian people. Look, a lot of these people who are crying for this secession, they are unelectable. If you think you are electable.
So what gives you the right to ask Fulanis from across the whole of Africa to come to Nigeria? And you are an electable person. So-called your APC was elected. Is that what we elected you to do? Or was it to serve the people of the country? Answer that question.
Go around for a parliamentary seat, whether House of Reps or Senate, and come and table an amendment for the Constitution. The process is ongoing as we speak now. Under DSP, the Deputy Senate President, they are calling for memorandum. Why can't you present what you want? So the issue is that people who are not Democrats want a parallel parliament to be set up.
You are the undemocratic people because you were the ones who forced upon us the fraudulent constitution that you now use to oppress us. And the 68 exclusive items is proof of what we're saying. You take all assets, all our resources from us in the south. Fulani, you are guest in our land, and you need to be remanded. And you will leave the southern land. You must leave, because you are oppressing us in our own land, and we can no longer accept that. You are even asking your brother to come and continue and support you in oppressing us. Your great-grandfather that likes to say, not you yourself, but Ahmadu Bello, who you see as your leader, his great-grandfather Usman Danfodio says, Ahmadu Bello says that Nigeria is his grandfather's estate. Nah, you're not. No way. Not Yoruba Land. No way.
And this constitution does not recognize two parliaments in this country. We have one parliament that is sovereign, that retains, is the custodian.
Nobody's asking for two parliaments. We've asked you. We've said to you, look at the confab report. You're the one who refused. Look again at the local government authorities, areas that you created, that was created by the military, imposed on us. These are unjust. We need a referendum for people to decide if they want to stay or go. So everything you're saying, nobody's talking about parallel parliament. That is your own another spin that you're bringing in.
The sovereignty of the Nigerian people, and believe then in periodic elections. If your member representing you has failed to present this request that you want, for whether it is a change of structure at state, local government, or national level, pull him out. 4 years after, don't vote for him. Put another rep who will do what you want.
The actual structure, the fraudulent constitution, is the problem. And your refusal to do that, it tells us that there is no point in going for Nigeria. We are not prepared to stand with that fraudulent constitution. That's why we're going. Yoruba nation now, Biafra nation now, Middle Belt nation now. And you cannot stop it. Nothing. You cannot stop it. This is not one person talking. This is millions. 60 million people in the southwest, 60 million in the southeast, plus another 30 to 40 million in the middle belt. We are saying we are going, and you can't stop us, because this is an imposition. This is an imposition of a fraudulent 1999 constitution that was drawn up by the army. Abdul Salam, Yadudu, Abacha, Babangida, and also the joining of the Organization of Islamic States and the Abuja Declaration, where you're trying to ensure to make sure that that contraption Nigeria becomes a sultanate, and everybody in it must be Islamic. No way, we're not having it.
This is how democracy works. Periodic elections. Now, this thing about security, that no day passes without media reporting killings.
This is a state-sponsored killing. Fulanis are being given arms by the federal government. This is a fact. They are being given arms by the government to kill Southerners. You're giving arms to Fulani terrorists dressed as herders to go all over the southwest, southeast, and be killing farmers in our land. And then you say you want to bring food from the north. You're the one killing us. We can feed ourselves. We can be the breadbasket of the entire nation, but because your agenda of trying to get the land, you're killing us. So we're telling you, we're going, and we will continue to campaign for that. You've got 117 days to go to that referendum, and nothing will stop it.
It is tragic. Nobody is happy that deaths are being recorded.
You're the one funding deaths.
But the point I want to make is that it is in human nature. We don't know any country in the world today that is crime-free.
This is not crime. This is genocide. This is genocide. This is state-sponsored genocide, where people of the South are being targeted and displaced and placed in internally displaced people's camp, IDPs, being placed by the government so that the Fulanis can take access to the land. This is genocide. This is genocide that the world is silent upon. We, the people, are not prepared to be silent anymore. We will take the action.
I was going to, when the question was being raised, I was going to my WhatsApp messaging. An interesting conversation recently was around the publication of a new Nigerian newspaper. Tuesday, November 16, 1966. And on the front page of this newspaper, there's a story saying Midwest police rescue 10 kidnapped men, 1966 in November. If you open the press today, and some people are reporting kidnapping, you will think that this is a first-time crime in the country.
This is not crime. That's the thing. That's why this is not a crime. This is a state-sponsored terrorism. Two different things. Crime will only happen in a stable environment where there's an operating rule of law. The government arms Fulani terrorists with guns to go into Southwest and destroy crops of farmers in the Southwest and not Southwest and Southeast and Middle Belt and not compensate them. That is what we're talking about. This is a state-sponsored terrorism. State-sponsored, not crime. Crime would only happen where the state supports the people, protects them, has systems in place to guarantee repayment for damages done to their crops. Your government isn't doing such. The government is supporting the very people who are terrorizing the people in the Southwest, Southeast, and Middle Belt. That's why we're going. Be very, very clear about that. Factual. I'm giving you facts. You want facts? You got it. Deal with that.
I'm not saying it is welcome. Please, I shouldn't be misunderstood.
You're trying to pull. This is trying to pull a wool. Don't fall for this. This is a lie. This government have run out of ideas, and we're telling you all. We Yoruba people were going. Biafrans are going. Middle Belt are going.
Even in the United States of America, I said 2 days ago, people were shot and killed. 8 of them for no reason.
Yeah, and that's a crime. And they're dealing with it. But the state is actually protecting largely the people. US have their own issues as well. But I'm telling you, what we have in Nigeria is a state-sponsored terrorism. The government is pardoning Boko Haram, not arresting Meyed Tiala. Everything and any Fulani that kills any Yoruba man or Middle Belt or Igbo man, they get away scot-free. Look at the Umar Danladi or whatever they call his name. Look at the way he was talking about Igbo boys. Biafra boys, and you don't deal with all these things. This is why we're going. This is why we are going. Yoruba nation is here to stay. Biafra nation is here to stay. Middle Belt will rise. If Niger Delta also wants to rise, we're all going our separate way. We cannot. This constitution is a fraud, and everything you're saying here is baseless.
So we have problems with infiltration by unauthorized weapons. This is why President Buhari ordered that.
Unauthorized weapons. You are the ones bringing in weapons, giving Fulani herdsmen. Each of them, you're giving them AK-47. A young boy said when they went to school, when they graduate from Islamia, where they're teaching them so-called Islamic teachings, they're given AK-47 as a graduation certificate to go and kill. And you tell us we want to be one Nigeria. On the condition that you place, no way. We want no part of it, and we're going, and you cannot stop us. We have the right to self-determination, and we're going forward. Ninas has spoken. There's 117 days left, and you have to deal with that. We are going. You cannot stop us.
Anyone caught with AK-47 that is not a law enforcement agent, is not authorized.
Okay, what about the Fulani herdsmen then? What about the Fulani herdsmen? Are they part of the law enforcement agent now? Is that what you're saying? But yet they are allowed to carry AK-47 around. This is nonsense. This is nonsense.
They should be shot if they don't surrender that weapon. We know where it is all coming. I'm not going into the history, all of the things that are happening in the Sahel.
This is to do with the federal government of Nigeria inviting Governor Bala Mohammed says that Fulanis from across the whole of Africa are welcome to Nigeria. You're not dealing with the facts, and we're putting it in your face. And everything you're saying is a lie. It's a lie. And we're going. Yoruba nation is here to stay. Biafra nation is here to stay. Middle Belt is here to stay. Niger Delta, they want to start their own land, their own nation as well. Because under the fraudulent 1999 constitution, it's a fraud. We're not standing for it. We're not standing for it. We're not going to accept this. This is an injustice.
And Libya, uncontrolled and ungoverned spaces around us, and the terrorists being recruited from our own people and the people from far and distant places, including those that were displaced in Iraq and Syria.
So why is it that you are telling people, Fulanis, to come from across the whole of Africa? He's not mentioning that. Have you noticed that he's not once mentioned that their government policy is to actually welcome Fulanis from across the whole of Africa into Nigeria? He's not once. Can you see that in the report? He's refusing to talk about that, and he's not prepared to stand behind what the government is doing when they're giving Fulani herdsmen, so-called herdsmen, they're terrorists, guns to go and be herding cows across the southwest, southeast, and middle belt and kill. And the government never. I'm yet to see a Fulani herdsman arrested and jailed for killing a southerner.
And Libya. So it's a big challenge. Let us cooperate with law enforcement in the country and to curtail these things.
And what law enforcement? This is a Fulani. Everything is Fulani. Of all of the ministerial roles, only two are from the southwest. The rest are all Fulanis. So what are you talking about? What law enforcement? The Inspector General of Police, Hausa, military, police, Hausa, ports, Hausa, customs, Hausa, Air Force, Hausa, everything. No way. This is nonsense. We're going. These are the evidence. We're not staying in this contraption. You can stay in it if you want, but we're leaving. And you're not going to. We have the right to self-determination under United Nations rules, and we're going to go on that basis. And you or anybody cannot stop the people for the right to 60. You cannot stop 60 million people from making the decision to go away from a governance that's oppressing them. You are oppressing 60 million people in the southwest, 60 million people in the southeast, 40 to 50 million in the middle belt. And we're not prepared to accept this. Not anymore. Enough of this nonsense.
And a lot of the times, and I've said this a number of places, we also have bad eggs in our own communities who reveal the secrets of our military. They had this one in Katsina, and I've said it before.
The federal government is working with Boko Haram, Miyetti Allah, Fulani herdsmen, and all of these other terrorist organizations to oppress and suppress and take land from southerners. Why are you refusing to confront the fact that Makbila from Benue was speaking on behalf of the thief people? Ahmed Wase prevented him from speaking. Ahmed Wase should have been called to apologize to the House and actually be cautioned and be told if he does that one more time, he will be he will be removed from the House. He will be taken. The people there should be votes done whereby he should come out, he should be moved. But we know that won't happen. Let's go on. I'm just going to play this a few more minutes and I might stop here.
A tea seller near the airport, when they moved the aircraft to Katsina Airport to operate against bandits in Zamfara State. This man that sold tea.
They are not bandits. They are terrorists supplied by, aided and supported by the federal government of Nigeria. The people that you're calling bandits are not. They are terrorists aided and supported by your government. That's what it is. They are supported by your government.
Near the airport, the sponsors of bandits hired him, built a house.
You are the sponsors of terrorists. You hired him. You, the federal government. Yes. You have refused to arrest Miyetti Allah for killing. They said it themselves. Governor Autumn said it. Miyetti Allah, the government know that they should have been arrested, but they're not. You're not arresting them. You're not arresting them. You're letting them kill willingly. You're speaking to Gumi. You're speaking to Gumi, who's talking and saying they want pardoning. You're not talking about all of those things. Gumi should be arrested. But guess what? He's working for you guys. That's why we are not. That's why we don't want any part of Nigeria, because your policy is to kill Southerners. That's your policy. Your government policy is to kill Southerners, to kill us and grab our land, and we are not prepared to be lambs, to be cows, to be slaughtered. We're not cows. We're not cows in our land. You take that nonsense and keep that in the north. And hope the houses, you are guests of the houses, and you've taken the land from them, and the houses must wake up themselves.
For him, bought him a car, golf car, and gave him money to do bigger tea business. Each time an aircraft took off from Katsina Airport to go and operate in Zamfara, he will call them on phone and say they are coming. By the time they get there,
this is all. This you can see all the same here. This is what the government is doing, and it's trying to see somebody else. Who else? This is the Fulani government with the Fulani agenda to make the entire Nigeria sultanate, and we're not prepared to accept it.
The targets have disappeared. So there are bad people in our communities. What are we doing as citizens to rid ourselves of informants? Because the military people, they are as human as we.
The southern officers are being sent to their deaths by the Fulani government. Arotile was killed because she was killing too many Boko Harams. And this government, they killed her in her base, in her own base. This Fulani government. And you're telling me, informants. Nonsense. This is part of your plan. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd urge you all, if Yoruba, Biafran, Middle Belt, let's continue to push for Oduduwa Nation, Biafra Nation, Middle Belt Nation, Niger Delta Nation. Let's continue. 117 days left. Let's raise the level of awareness in our communities. Please, you can see above my head, I've got the radio sign. I want you to please, I'm taking this opportunity. I'm urging you, I'm appealing to you. Donate to, if you're a Yoruba man, please help us, assist us. We need to raise funds urgently, desperately, to make sure that we have radios, in the airwaves across Yoruba Land, in Yoruba language. Oduduwa Nation, Oduduwa TV Radio is ready and willing to join in with Yomi Koiki and others to make sure that we raise the level of awareness, to make our people aware that we have the right to go for self-determination, and we support what Minas are doing. The 120 days has now 117 days to the referendum. We must do everything in our power to raise the level of awareness for the people to know that they have the right to self-determination and they can vote on a referendum, and that referendum must be respected because it's their right. It's their sovereignty. This is why we're going for it.
They have blood running in their veins. So Nigerians will sleep with their two eyes open, and they give a chance to the ongoing exercises that are going on in the country. And the thing
now, it is time for Yorubas and Igbos and Middle Belt to wake up. The government is trying to make sure that they enslave us all totally in the south, once perhaps forever, if we don't wake up. That's why we're going for self-determination. The fraudulent constitution we want no part of that fraudulent constitution, and if you're not prepared to discuss it, then we're going. That's it. In fact, even if you come back to say discuss, it's too late now. We're going. We have the right. We must determine our own future. No Fulani man who is a foreigner to our country should come and be determined to me as a Yoruba man in my Yoruba land how I'm going to live my life. And you ask your people to come into our land, and you use our resources to fund them, and you deny us our resources to build our own places. That's why we're going. Let's be very, very clear about that.
About law enforcement, and it's like journalism also. Every day you do good story, you don't hear anything. The day you publish a bad story, MD, everybody, editor is looking for your head. That's the way it happens. So our law enforcement agents, you can see steadily, I think that we're...
What law enforcement agents? In a country of 200 million, we barely have 200,000, maybe 300,000 tops law enforcement officers and police officers. Is that not a shame? And these are used to oppress their own people. And you're not paying them well. And look, there's so many things that is wrong with this governance. There's no accountability. And you're telling me bullied. The Fulanis are bullying the people who own the land. It's time they are reminded that they are not people. They're not Yorubas. They're not Igbos. They're not even Hausas. And they're asking for the Fulanis to come. And on that basis alone, many of them should already be arrested. But it won't happen. Guess what? They are in power. That's why we are going from Nigeria. That's why Yoruba Nation is moving from Nigeria.
I'm not saying that it is time to record that there is success. No. But we are getting there. We are building up to success.
Now we can do it. No 2023 elections. You can see it to my left here as I'm talking to you. No 2023 elections. No 2023 elections. We're saying no to it. Yoruba Nation now. Please support Oduduwa TV Radio. We want to make sure that our broadcasts are being heard in the farms, in the villages, in the towns and cities. The only way we can do that is via the radio waves. We need funding. 80 million is what we need. I've put some things out where people can donate to the bank account that we have there, so we can begin to raise these funds rapidly to get this going. It's 117 days, and there's a lot of work to do. We need to do posters to raise the level of awareness, to talk to our people, to have a lot of teams going on, talking about awareness of their rights to self-determination. This is what we must do. So this is an opportune moment that we are taking here, confronting every lie. Everything Garba Shehu is saying right now is a lie. I am saying it categorically as a Yoruba man. Everything he's saying is a lie. And the government is trying to lull everybody else into a false sense of security. The Fulani government. They're not prepared to talk to you about their Abuja declaration, whereby they intend to make that contraption called Nigeria a sultanate. And that's their goal. And we want no part of it. No part of it.
These operations. And look at what is happening in Benue lately, following the killing of the military men. A whole governor presenting himself there and saying, I apologize for the killings of these people. It tells you that people are beginning to say, look, we are all in this together.
You, as a government, for the army, you should be protecting them, not exposing them to danger, not putting them in places where Boko Haram are going to be killing them. You're funding Boko Haram, and this is the problem. And you're not prepared to admit to that. And because you know if you did, then you know that everything, that all your plans will completely unravel. But it doesn't matter. We're going for Yoruba Nation, Biafra Nation, and Middle Belt, and nothing will stop us. And it's not one person. It's all of us who are doing it. And that's why we're raising the level of awareness. It's not one person. It's not Citizen Era alone. It's not many of the other presenters speaking, Lady B, Omoba, Lady K, Nerelu, Heritage TV. It's not any. It's not Maruf. It's not Odra MG. It's not that. It's not OAM. It is all of us collectively. We are going for Yoruba Nation. All of us, because we are fed up of being enslaved in our own land. We're not accepting this.
And we just have to work together to rid this country of these elements. Pantami, can you please excuse me because I've not been briefed? You want government position on this?
You see, Pantami have not been briefed. And Pantami he's actually supporting the terrorists. But guess what? I've not been briefed. Can you see? Can you see? When you're now talking about the facts now, he doesn't want to talk about that. That is all you need to know about this government. They don't want to deal with facts. They want to deal with their own spin. We're not interested. We're going for Yoruba Nation. We're going for Biafra. We're going for Middle Belt, Niger Delta if they want. And I would urge the houses to wake up, because the Fulanis are guests in Hausa land. The family of Usman Dan Fodio were guests of the houses. And then Usman Dan Fodio turned and took over the land under the guise of religious conversion. Took over the land of from houses. And that's what they have till today.
This one-time issue, I've not been briefed about it.
You see?
I have my personal views about it, but I cannot disclose my...
Can you see? Can you see? He doesn't want to talk about the facts. This is close to the heart of the matter. Pantami, a government minister supporting Boko Haram, having Boko Haram tendencies, telling them that anybody is going to see unbelievers killed. And then and that is the person you have as a minister. And now he doesn't want to talk about that. And then, but you see, that tells you all you need to know about this government. They don't want to deal with facts and reality. They want their own spin. We need to go for Yoruba Nation. We must go for Middle Belt. We must go for Biafra and Nigeria if they want. The key thing is the right to self-determination.
Because I'm entitled to hold my personal opinion. Yes, sir.
Just like we are. You're not a god. Everyone is entitled to their personal opinion. And if it is wrong, then we need to confront and accept that it's wrong. And this minister should resign. Pantami must be sacked. But you will never sack him. You will never sack him. Because now you can see suddenly to make it my own personal opinion. But nobody's interested in your personal opinion, Garba Shehu. The fact is, the minister that is in there right now, Pantami, should be sacked because of those views, those extremist, terrorist views. But no, you don't want to talk about that. You're not suddenly trying to make it your own personal opinion. We're not interested in your personal opinion. Pantami is in government. He can influence things, and is a sympathizer to the Boko Haram. And that's the problem. That's why we are going for Yoruba Nation. Biafra, Middle Belt, Niger Delta, and all the others. And I will urge the houses to do the same. They were the ones who own the land that the Fulani is now trying to make theirs. They have to remember that. Let's go on.
Now, the thing about Southeast is part of the earlier conversation we just had now. criminals are fighting to gain the upper hand, but I tell you that no criminal or terrorist is bigger than this country.
Well, you are supporting Fulani terrorist herdsmen walking around with guns killing us in the south. You will put people that arrest the killers and hand them to the police in jail, but the killers, you let them walk free. You let them walk free, and that's the problem. I'm highlighting all of this. Please, I urge you, above my head you see the radio sign. We urgently need radio station to cover 3 states, roughly 80 million naira. We need to raise funds for that. In Oduduwa Radio, we need your support, we need your help. We need to, this is something that we need to do, and we need posters, we need everything in place. We need people to be able to get information out there to all our villages and towns and cities, so that they are aware that they have the right to self-determination and spread the news about Ninas. 117 days to go. Join us in this journey, struggle.
None of them is mightier than our armed forces. This structure has been there.
You've stripped the armed forces. You've stripped the armed forces of power. You've stripped them of all the things they need. And that's why we're saying Fulani government is why we don't want to be part of Fulani government. We're going now.
They were certificated and praised for World War I, World War II. They stabilized the entire West Africa region. Without Nigeria.
And you as a Fulani have come to completely destroy everything, any of those achievements by your actions, because you are going for land grab.
Would that be Liberia in its present form? Would that be Sierra Leone in its present, or even Gambia?
Yeah, these are things that you're trying to lay claim to. It's not your work. It's not your work. It's not. It isn't at all. We're saying here, and we're saying it. Let me carry on anyway.
So just give it time and support and prayers. We will win against these forces. Thank you very much.
Can you see the nonsense? Win against what forces? How can a government supporting terrorism tell them they're going to defeat terrorism? They want the terrorists to carry out their actions. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop here. Please share this broadcast. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Like I said to you, we're raising funds for Oduduwa TV Radio. We are urging you to support us. We need 80 million naira to be able to get to be on airwaves on ground in Nigeria. We need your support. 117 days to go to the announcement of the referendum, because we've given an ultimatum now, and the people, we need to raise the level of awareness of our people so that they can vote in organize a referendum where we will now decide our own future. We cannot put our future in the hands of this failed governance, the Fulani government. They want to Islamize everything and Fulanize everything, and we're not interested in that. Yoruba land must remain Yoruba land. Biafra land must remain Biafra land. They want to take the land over, and we're not prepared to have that. Listen, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please, when you get this broadcast, please subscribe and share, and support us in raising funds. I'll put some account details for people that can donate funds for us directly. I very much like your help. Thank you very much. Goodbye.